Welcome to another episode of PMdistilled Guide. In this discussion, I'll walk you through the key project selection ratios like net present value, that is NPV, IRR, payback period, opportunity cost, sunk cost, cost benefit analysis, etc., etc. So these are very critical or very valuable when we want to select the best projects for us, for our organization, or for our client. Now, the key topics we will cover during this discussion are about project selection and the present value and the future value of money, net present value, that is NPV, the payback period, internal rate of return, which is also known as IRR, the opportunity cost, and the sunk cost. Out of multiple project ideas, one has to pick up the best projects which provides the maximum benefits within the minimum time. So if we have a set of project options like project A, project B, project C, which one we will choose? We have to choose that project which gives us the maximum benefit in the shortest possible time. Now, let us try to understand the concept of time value of money. So if I have $1 today, whatever I can buy with $1 today, I will not be able to buy the same things for $1 maybe 5 years down the lane because of several factors like inflation, etc. So in projects also this is applicable because the real investment we are making in a project is in the present value. And the benefits what I'm going to get from the project is in future value. So whatever I can buy with the present value today, I will not be able to buy the same thing after maybe 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. So investment is always in present value, whereas the benefits from the project, we start accruing it in the future. So benefits are always in the future value, whereas the real investment we are making in a project, that is in the present value. Sorry. So if you have to compare the present value and the future value, first thing is we have to convert everything into present value and then compare. We cannot compare apples with oranges. So either we convert everything into future value and then compare, or we convert everything into present value and then compare. Because the buying power of the money diminishes over a period of time, we call it as the time value of money. Now, there is another concept called compounding. If I'm putting some money in bank and if I'm reinvesting the interest accrued also into the account, we call it as compounding. So put $1,000 into the bank, and if you're getting, let us say, 5% interest, invest that interest also back, then that process we call as compounding. Now we have this formula to forecast the future value. That is, future value is equal to present value into 1 plus r to the power of n. Future value is the money we will get after n years in the bank. So if I put a fixed deposit for 5 years for a rate of interest of 5%, after 5 years how much money I'll get? That is the future value of that money. Now, present value is the initial investment. I'm putting $1,000 into the bank. That is the initial investment. And R is the rate of interest the bank will provide to me. So R is the rate of interest, and N is the tenure of the investment, or for how many years I'm going to put the money in the bank. That is that is N, which is the number of years. So future value, the amount I'll get after n years, or n years equal to present value into 1 plus the rate of interest, R percentage, to the power of n. That is the formula for predicting the future value. Now, this is a simple cash flow analysis of a project. So before making any investment, it is better to do a cash flow analysis of that project. Now, let us consider one project where the year of investment, I'm investing in the year 2024, and I'm investing an amount of, I'm investing an amount of 1,000. So since it is the initial, the starting of the project, it is an investment. So, and it is in present value terms. And let us assume that in 2025, we get around $2,000 from that investment. That is in future value after 1 year. So I can convert that into present value. That is, present value is future value divided by 1 plus R to the power of n. So in the previous slide, we saw the formula for future value. That is, future value is equal to present value into 1 plus R to the power of n. So from this, present value is equal to future value divided by 1 plus R to the power of n. So in 2025, I'm getting 2,000. So the n is, I'm getting after 1 year. So n has a value of 1. So the equivalent present value is future value, that is 2,000 divided by, let us assume that the rate of interest is 10%. So 1 plus 10 by 100, because it is 10%, to the power of 1. So A is the equivalent present value of 2,000, which I'm going to get in 2025. Let us call it as A. And likewise, we do for all the years, 2026, the forecasted net cash flow. When we say net cash flow, it is the income minus expenditure. I'll get $2,500 from the project, and that is in the year 2. So the equivalent present value of that 2,500 will be 2,500 divided by 1 plus 10 by 100 to the power of 2, that is B. And 2027, that is third year after investment, an expected or a forecasted net cash flow, which is income minus expenditure, is 3,000. So the equivalent present value of that becomes 3,000 divided by 1 plus 10 by 100 to the power of 3. Let us call it as C. And in 2028, an anticipated net cash flow is 4,000. So N is 4. So equivalent present value is 4,000 divided by 1 plus 10 by 100 to the power of 4. That is D. So once we do this exercise, now if you really look at this, in which year, now net present value is sum of the present value of future cash flows minus the initial investment. The initial investment is already in present value terms, so we have to convert all the future cash flows into present value, and from that we should subtract the initial investment, and higher the NPV, it is better. That means it is more profitable. So always choose the project whose NPV is the highest. So if you have 5 project ideas, we must do this cash flow analysis for all the 5 projects and see which one gives us the maximum NPV in the shortest possible time. Now, your NPV is, we have converted all the future cash flows into present value. So that is A, B, C, and D. Now, NPV is equal to sum of the present value of all the future cash flows minus I. That is A plus B plus C plus D minus I. So higher the number, the better. Now, payback period, that is another parameter we should understand, is the amount of time in which the benefits from the project matches the initial investment. In other words, when can I take the initial investment out of the project? That is the payback period. Now, if we take the same cash flow analysis, we are making an investment of 10,000. So in which year we will be able to take out that 10,000? Most probably by year 2028, we should be able to take that initial investment out of the project. So hence we say that the payback period of this project is approximately 4 years after the initial investment. So in 4 years' time, we should be able to take the initial investment out of this project. So in 2025, we will get a return of approximately 2,000, then 2,500, 3,000. So in 3 to 4 years' time, we should be able to take the money out of the project. Okay, now let us move on further. Now, what is internal rate of return? IRR is the rate of discount which makes the present value of the sum of annual nominal cash inflows equal to the initial net cash outlay of the investment. That means we know the initial investment and we know the future value. So what must be the rate of return? What must be the rate R? What must be the rate of return that will help me to get that kind of future value from the project during that period. So internal rate of return is the rate of discount, which is nothing but the interest rate, which makes the present value of the sum of annual nominal cash inflows equal to the initial net cash outlay for the investment. Now, then there is another ratio called the opportunity cost. We have project A where the NPV is 10,000, project B NPV is 8,000, and project C NPV is 5,000. Now, what is the opportunity cost if we do project A? The opportunity cost is the NPV of the next best project, which we are not doing because we have decided to go with project A. In this case, the NPV of project B is the opportunity cost. So because I'm doing project A, I'm not doing project B. So hence we say that the NPV of project B is the opportunity lost or the opportunity cost. Generally, there will be a tendency to take the difference, which is wrong. So it is opportunity cost is the NPV of the next best project, which I'm not doing because I've decided to do project A. So in this case, the next best project is project B, hence opportunity cost is 8,000. Then there is another ratio called sunk cost. A sunk cost refers to money that has already been spent and cannot be recovered. So recently we had this case of Apple writing off their driverless car project with a huge sunk cost. They had invested a huge amount of money into that project, and now they are deciding not to go ahead with the project because they want to focus more on to artificial intelligence related projects. So the sunk cost of that Apple car project that works out to be in billions of dollars. Then see, there is another ratio which I do not present in the slide is a cost benefit analysis, CBA, or a benefit cost ratio, BCR, or CBA, cost benefit analysis. Is what is benefit cost ratio? You put the sum of the present value of all the future benefits, all the future net cash flows divided by the initial investment. That is the BCR, benefit cost ratio, and that is also the cost benefit, refers to the cost benefit analysis. So if the BCR is more than 1, that means for every dollar we are investing, we are getting more than $1. The numerator is the present value of the sum of the net cash flows from the project or the benefits from the project divided by the initial investment. If it is more than 1, better. That means we are getting more than what we are for every dollar invested in the project, or for every rupee invested in the project, we are getting more than the investment. So we discussed about the dilemmas or the challenges in project selection. We discussed about present value of money, the future value of money. We also covered net present value, and we said always pick up that project whose NPV is the highest and the payback period is the shortest. So what is the payback period? It is the year in which we can take the initial investment out of the project. That is the payback period. And internal rate of return. It is the rate of return which will help us to achieve the expected future value. And the opportunity cost we discussed. We also discussed about sunk cost, and we also discussed about BCR, the benefit cost ratio, and the cost benefit analysis. So if you want to learn more about this, please visit PMdistilled.com. Thank you very much for watching this video lesson.